Hello, this is QuickSkillz, and if you have been thinking about buying a gadget off of Aliexpress, I plan to be a source of information for you, and today we are going to be looking at 12 terabyte hard drives that I have purchased over the last couple of months on Aliexpress. These 12 terabyte hard drives come loaded with emulators and ROMs and are an amazing value, but I do want you to watch this video first before you purchase one, because it does make sense that you understand what you are purchasing. And before we go any further in this video, I do want to mention that if you do plan to buy anything off of Aliexpress, go to the description of this video. I'm going to link the 3 different hard drives I have purchased off of Aliexpress for you to find for yourself and purchase, but also by doing that it does help out the channel. I do make a small amount of money every time someone clicks that link and purchases something on this channel, and I use that money to buy more things that I do not need on Aliexpress. To get started, I've loaded up Aliexpress and have searched 12 terabyte hard drive just to show you all the various different options you have available to you when searching for this product. I do want to mention that I have play tested and reviewed 3 different versions of these hard drives on my channel, so if you are interested to see how these perform, be sure to look out for those videos. And I love this screen here because all 3 of those different hard drives are shown here. The first one that I ever play tested and reviewed is going to be this one right here, $143, comes with 12 terabytes of hard drive space, 100,000 games, and preloaded with Hyperspin. This is going to be your front end that's going to access all the emulators and ROMs, and my pros to this is that it's very convenient, very user-friendly. If you want to search for a game on your hard drive, there's one loader, Hyperspin, that you're going to use to search for that game. The downside is that Hyperspin does not give you a lot of back-end support to messing with those emulator settings. So I had a few games that I just could not get to run properly on Hyperspin, and I did find some workarounds for some of the games by finding the subfolder with the ROM, with the emulator, and loading that emulator individually separate from Hyperspin and making those internal changes myself. But if you aren't very tech savvy, if you aren't going to do those things, then Hyperspin is going to be very convenient because everything's contained into one front loader. The next one that I play tested and reviewed is going to be this one here, $163, and with it you get Hyperspin, Launchbox, Playnite, Technoparrot, and Retrobat. All of these are going to help run the emulators and ROMs a little bit differently, and if you come across any technical limitations, you can mess with a lot of these settings with Launchbox and Retrobat particularly. So I found that this one had the same offerings of Hyperspin, but your ROMs are going to be subdivided into various different folders. And so the downside here is that if you are searching for a game, you have to look into 2 or 3 different areas to find that game. But once you know where it is easy to run. And if you do come across any technical issues, you have a better chance of launching it through this device than the first one that I showed you here. And the other thing I want to mention is that Playnite comes included, and that usually has about 40 to 50 modern games, usually built within the last 5 years. These are PC games that are going to come included in that Playnite folder. And then the last hard drive that I reviewed is this one here, $143 for 390 AAA games. And basically when you receive your hard drive, it's going to be loaded with Playnite, and in there it's going to be like 400 AAA games. And these games all work. They're basically PC versions of popular games that you've seen. I have no complaints with this. However, if you are looking for retro consoles or retro games, this is going to be very lacking in that department. There was a folder in there that said a thank you folder, and it did have Retrobat with a very limited collection of retro games in there, probably 1/10 of what's included in these other 2 here. So that really breaks down the 3 different options that you have for you. However, whichever option you choose, they're all going to come packaged very similarly. You have the option of buying it with just the hard drive or with the controller. Any PC controller will work, so if you already have a gaming controller, or a gaming computer, chances are you're not really going to need to buy one with the controller. And they're all going to come with their data wire and power supply, and they're all interchangeable. I've been able to connect all 3 to the same set of wires that came included with the first one that I purchased. The other thing is I did open up the inner workings of these boxes to see what hard drives came included, and we do have Seagate and Western Digital as two various different 12 terabyte hard drives. What I think these are, they are refurbished or reclaimed data center hard drives that have been wiped clean and reinstalled with all these emulators and ROMs. So we don't know how much mileage has been put onto these already. You might get 1 year of use out of them. You might get 10 years of use out of them, but they are already used and refurbished 12 terabyte hard drives. So if you do not want to have to purchase these very often and you have the means to back up all this data, by all means, back it up onto another disk drive. And the other thing I do want to mention is that I have already transferred over files and ROMs that I know I want to keep to my computer, so I don't have to worry about repurchasing this. All the data is already there. And for some people that have been emulating games for years, they may not see a lot of value in these devices. However, I do want to mention that there might be some ROMs on here that are hard to find or not easy to find on the internet, and that's going to build up your collection of ROMs even if you don't need Hyperspin or Launchbox, because the ROMs are available for you. All you have to do is transfer them over to your computer or just keep them housed in the 12 terabyte hard drive. And so to summarize the three options here, what you're buying is a 12 terabyte refurbished hard drive already loaded with all the emulators and ROMs and already configured in a way that you can quickly launch them. If you've ever tried to load a ROM into a computer of your own, it is very easy to do, but once you start building that collection and spanning various different consoles, it can get very complicated, very confusing, and you may not have the best version of whatever emulator or ROM you're needing, and you're constantly downloading and researching how to do this. With one purchase, not only are you getting all that data storage space, 12 terabytes of data storage, but you're getting this all already pre-configured for yourself, and it's great. It's a great purchase overall. Now, the legality of these items, I do not want to go into it. These are coming from China, and they come with licensed games through Nintendo, Sony, Xbox, you name it, and I don't really necessarily know the legality of owning these ROMs or purchasing them, but I would imagine that if you do purchase it, and as long as you're not reselling these devices to someone else, then if these are for your own personal use or collection, I see that this is a great way to build a quick collection of emulators and ROMs that are no longer made available for sale in many cases. So that summarizes the 3 terabyte, 12 terabyte hard drives that we have to go over today. I hope this has been very informative to you. If you have any questions about these devices before you purchase one, be sure to leave me a comment in the video. I'd love to answer it for you. And go check out those other 3 videos where I went into a deep dive into each one of these to show you how they perform. So that pretty much concludes the video today. Thank you so much for watching. This is QuickSkillz. I hope you have a good day.